राइट नेक्स्ट ब्रदर, मैं कैसे आपका नाम लूँ मुझे बताइए। ये क्या नाम रखा है आपने? KDOG।
Hello. So I don't have the advantage of being able to understand everything that's transpired prior to me getting here, but I did pick out a few words here and there. So
okay,
the first thing I wanted to bring up was, well, I have a friend of mine that referred me to your show. So I just noticed the title on the video, "Convince Me on Atheism." What does that mean? That's to me, that's a nonsensical statement.
And you've made that claim that it's a nonsensical? Could you
no, it's not a claim. It is a nonsensical statement. What does it? Tell me what it means.
Convince is it your claim or is it not your claim that it's nonsensical?
Just tell me what it means.
What do you just call it nonsensical? Can you kindly explain what do you mean by that?
I'm not sure why I would have to explain.
Because you said so. Because you said so.
What you chose that title. What does it mean?
But you call it nonsensical, right?
Yes.
If you're happy to take your words back, I'm happy to explain.
No, the words make no sense. It's nonsensical. So what did you mean when you wrote that title?
Why does it not make any sense to you?
Well, what does "convince me on atheism" mean?
But if you ask me this question,
it shows me that you don't understand what atheism even is. So why you have a talk show?
So this is the idea. So you think that I don't know what the atheism is, therefore I'm asking this question.
You've demonstrated by the title of your video that you don't know what atheism is.
Can you be set up?
Convince us. Kindly convince us on
that. When I talk, you listen. When you talk, I listen. Can we do that?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Thank you. So when you say it's a nonsensical thing, I mean that comes with it seems that you're coming across with a very sort of an aggressive and loaded attitude that I'm not going to let anyone speak and I'm going to say this is nonsensical and that is nonsense. I don't do that, right? If you're here to have a
what I mean by nonsense is that the words make no sense.
Okay, can we say that it's rather subjective to you? And all the other people who did come and try to present a case for atheism, it did make sense to them, and I think it would be rather insulting.
Can you just
to
answer the question?
Your idea. Can we agree on this part?
Can you just answer the question?
I certainly can if you're happy to take your words back. Or if you say it's nonsensical to you, I'm happy to move on.
Okay, it's nonsensical to me, so can you explain it?
Thank you. Yes, of course I can. We have a problem in Pakistan and India. We have some very aggressive atheists who think that atheism is a position upon which they can stand. And they can demean all the religions, all the people who believe in God. And they say that we are convinced on atheism, therefore everything else is wrong. And because it is their claim that they are convinced on atheism. So my question is, well, if you are convinced on atheism, why did you come over to my channel and convince me on this as well? That's what it means.
So you don't become convinced to be an atheist. You become an atheist when you stop believing in supernatural claims of religion. There is no atheist organization. There's no atheist group. We don't meet. We don't have an agenda. We don't get together and sing songs. There's no such thing. I don't know.
And
what do you think atheism is?
Now
atheism is not a movement.
Okay, again, I'm very happy with this. And this is exactly why I'm having this conversation with you and a number of other people. But you see, the problem is what you're saying is not accepted by most other atheists who have joined me on this program as well as the previous program. Because
then they don't know what atheism is.
And it is your job to convince them on that. And I would be very happy if you did so, if you also run the live shows. Because what I'm getting is people come here and they say, well, it's a scientific position. And then somebody else says, no, it's a philosophical position. Then another atheist comes and says that it's an active position. Then another one comes along and says it's a passive position. Well, my question is that if there is no agreement on this as to what it exactly is, then on what basis can we stand upon this position that we have no agreement on and say that everything else is wrong?
Again, you don't understand. It's not a position. It's not something to stand on. It's a definition.
Okay, it's
not a lack of belief.
I think you misunderstood my point, or maybe I didn't express myself clearly enough. This is what atheists had to say. It is not my position. I spent 18 years, among other things, to study this philosophy, and I understand exactly what it is. But my problem is when I'm talking to yourself now, you are giving a definition of it, which may or may not be agreed by other atheists. Well, my question is that if there is no universal acceptance of what it actually means, and we don't even know whether it's a philosophical position or it's a scientific position or it's an intellectual position or whatever it might be, then why is it so okay for Pakistani and Indian atheists to say that because they are convinced on atheism, therefore everything else is wrong? I'm happy for you to have your say on this.
So basically, it's a misunderstanding of what atheist is. Atheist is a definition. So if they're using it as something else, then that's their problem.
I would be very happy if you can educate them on this.
I don't know what else you want me to say about it. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, you've joined, you waited, and here you are. I'm explaining to you that this is the problem we are having.
Atheist is basically someone who is unconvinced, has seen no evidence to believe that there's anything supernatural. That's it. Okay. That's period. End of story.
Well, if this is no more to it. Well, that's fine. If this is your definition, then I have absolutely no right to ask you to prove your point, because you're not making any claim, and you're saying that, look, I don't see any evidence, therefore I don't think there is any God. And I think that's fair enough. My question is to people who actively claim that, no, I am absolutely sure that there is no God and the religions are evil and you guys are evil and you are the terrorists, this, that, and the other. In that case, I invite and say, well, if you have a position upon which you stand and you think I am wrong, then your position has to be right. You don't seem to be among those people, therefore I'm not going to ask you for any evidence. But
in addition to being an atheist, which I am, I'm also an anti-theist, which you just basically described.
Oh, that would be a different conversation. I'm more than happy to have you on board as well. If you're an anti-theist, then of course there is going to be a philosophical position that you hold, and I'm very sure that is going to be a good one, and we are happy to have that conversation.
There actually isn't a philosophical position to go with it.
Then there is no reason to disagree with it.
Why? Like, why? Why would you say that?
What do you think? If you're going to
everything has to be based on philosophy,
you need to have a particular, because if theism to you is not divine, then it has to conform to some sort of philosophy, because the theism forms part of philosophy of life, and every philosophy of life needs at least two things, possibly three things. Now, to you, if it is not divine and it still exists, then it has to be a philosophy of life. And if you're going to counter a philosophy of life, it's a prerequisite that you need to have a philosophy of life.
I don't need to make up imaginary things in order to live my life. That's not a requirement for me.
But then you have to at least say that the thing is imaginary, right?
No, there is no thing. That's the part you're not getting. I don't require an external thing.
There it is. And that is a philosophical position you just assumed.
No,
so don't say you don't need a philosophy. It is.
It's not. There's nothing philosophical about it.
Do you know what philosophy is?
Yes,
my dear sir. Because you just made a philosophical claim while saying it's not philosophy.
I made a claim that there's nothing. And there's nothing philosophy. There's nothing philosophical about it.
Claim? Is that a scientific claim?
I just told you. I don't require an external source to my life. So there's nothing there.
Well, that is your point, and I accept it and I respect it.
So what philosophy do you want to apply to it?
A philosophy of life based upon which you stand, and you say that.
So there, you're now saying that I require a philosophy of life. I require something outside of myself in order to live my life, and I don't. I don't need Mother Nature. I don't need Santa Claus. I don't need God. I don't need any of it.
Well, then I have nothing further to talk to you about, because when you say that you are anti-theist, you assume a very particular position, and the problem with that is that if theism is not divine to you, then it has to be philosophy.
No, I'm anti-theist because I'm actively working to stamp out religion because it's destructive and harmful.
And your reason is what?
And exactly? It needs to go away.
Well, that's a philosophy as well.
People need to outgrow it. That's just a fact.
And well, again, it's a philosophical claim you're making, which is fine.
It's not.
But it is. But
you can call it whatever you want, and I'm not going to listen to your garbage about.
I just did. But look, buddy, we do things respectfully here. So please, if you cannot hold the,
I'm sorry, I don't have to respect somebody who believes in invisible gods in the sky. Like,
then you don't have to come and join me here, right?
Well, you're asking for atheists to come on the show, so you have one. But now you don't want to hear what I want to say.
Actually, he's a dog. So what?
Claim.
So he's
no, Amir, let's not go into that. Let's not go into that. That's fine. I understand gentleman's position. Well,
if you only want people that agree with you, then that's a different show altogether. Well, change your title and call it something else.
Now, I'm happy to have a conversation with you, but you have to make a very specific claim that if you say that you are an atheist and it is a philosophical position, and based on that everything else is wrong, which you did not say, then there is no reason for me to have a conversation because you're not making that claim. Now, there's a separate discussion upon which you say that you are anti-theist. And again, the thing is that if theism is not a divine thing to you, then it has to be a philosophy. And if you cannot understand
that
to be able to... Can I just finish my sentence? I mean, is that too hard for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. If you don't think that you need a philosophy of life to counter a philosophy of life, then I don't think we are on the same page. Well, forget the page. We're not even on the same book. There is a serious problem here, sir. And for you to say that you are here to finish all the religions and everything else, it would be an interesting question, wouldn't it? That what if you can't kill the religion? Then what? Will you do what all the other atheists have done, i.e. killing people, 150 million of them in the last couple of 100 years?
Why? When did I say I wanted to kill anybody?
I'm just asking that. What if you can't get rid of religion? Then what?
Religion will die out on its own. Eventually, people will grow out of it.
No, it will not.
If
you look at all the objective data, atheists, including all the non-affiliates, are on decline. By 2050, you will drop from 16% to 13%.
You're just
those are not
regurgitating numbers from nowhere.
It's from Pew Survey, by the way.
You have no facts. You just regurgitate stuff that you've heard.
I just gave you numbers,
and I can back the same crap that's been told for
I just gave you numbers.
I
just gave you numbers. I can back them up. Why don't you give me numbers and then back them up as
well? So show me some evidence for anything supernatural.
So we are not talking about numbers anymore.
Where's your numbers then? Show me your numbers.
Pew Research. I just told you.
Yeah, where is it?
Okay,
send me a link.
Yeah, sure. Let me do that.
Brother Qaiser, he will say that you don't believe on that.
Send me a piece of evidence for anything supernatural, anything you want.
But you see, because I've made a claim.
You don't want to talk about that?
Oh, no, I just said I made a claim and I'm going to give you that. And if you look at it in the chat facility, I have just shared a link there. If you just... Sorry, just give me 1 second.
I'll have to look at your source and everything too.
Absolutely,
it's take me some time, right? Because
that is the whole point of sharing it with you.
Any organization can post whatever kind of garbage numbers they want.
Oh, absolutely, sir. And I'm really hopeful that you are going to give me a good one.
I can hear you laughing, and I'm not sure why you think it's funny.
Yeah, you know why I'm laughing?
Not me laughing.
Brother,
tell me the funny part.
Just don't talk to me, brother. Thank you so much. Otherwise, you don't know me better.
So what are you sitting there laughing for? Mute your mic.
I'm talking to my brother, man. Just look at
your gentlemen. Let's keep it. Let's keep it simple.
Send me the link, brother. Guess I'll share the screen.
Can you just quickly, actually, no, I'd rather share the link because can I always be accused for having the fabricated screens and whatnot. But for whatever reason, I'm not able to paste it here. I'm not sure why that is happening. If I quickly, Amir, if you can quickly look, Google Pew Research, PEW Research, and Future of World Religions. And if you can copy that link here, please.
Okay, just give me a second. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's from 2010 to 2050, right?
It is, yes.
Okay, that's good. You want me to share the screen or just the link?
Do the link. Also do the screen as well, because if I can quickly show something.
First. Yeah. In the private for Mr. Dog as what he is actually.
I'd like to actually go on with some sort of conversation. I mean, there's hundreds of points we can hit here.
Absolutely. I'm more than happy to have you as a permanent guest on my streams. And when we talk about things that you disagree with, absolutely. The only thing we ask for is that, look, I like to have a conversation which is meaningful, something which is people can have a conversation with.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
See the screen down.
Yeah. So something which is respectful, and I'll be more than happy to have that conversation with you if you can do it with respect. What that means, we use good language for you. You use good language for us.
I haven't used bad language.
Well, things such as, I don't want to repeat those, but I understand that there's a cultural difference as well.
I mean, the fact that you don't like the word nonsense, that doesn't bother me at all.
Not that, sir. Not that.
You use garbage as well, brother. You use garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage is not a bad word.
In your culture.
Okay, for you, but for the sensible people, yeah, it is.
Okay, if if you can go further down,
yes,
and keep on going down, I'll tell you when to stop, please.
Just let me know.
Yeah, sure. When we go to the
I said, this is meaningless until I have an opportunity to check out the source.
Absolutely, but because you challenged me publicly and I made a claim publicly, I would
this
rather
is
share
good.
with the public. Okay. Can you go to the graphs again? Go further up, please. If you can go, right there. Right. Can you see where it says number of people and then we have the percentage of population, right? If you look at, I'm not sure if you can see, slightly down, please, where it says unaffiliated on the right-hand side.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Go slightly down as well, please. Further down.
Wait.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's a lot. Okay, that's good enough.
Yes,
okay,
this one. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. If you look at it, sorry, you call yourself gay dogs. I'm not sure how to what to call you on this, but if you look at unaffiliated, and this is the data projection from 2010 to 2050, 16.4% is what your global share is. Now, that is not strictly speaking your global share, because the unaffiliated also includes the agnostics and deists. So this number does not represent all the atheists. But even for the sake of argument, if we accept that that is the case, the line is declining, and by 2050, it will drop from 16.4% to 13.2%. So, my dear sir, when you say that the religion will finish, you just really look into the future, your future, which actually is no future, because this is just by 2050. Imagine what will have happened by 2100 and 2150. You will not have
you're
your
allowed
children's...
to insult me, but I'm not allowed
now
to
I'm
insult you.
I'm sorry, I did not insult you, sir. I did not. I don't insult people.
You just did.
I did not. I just explained to you that your future is very stark. My children and my progeny, they will probably be living in 2150 explaining that what their religion is. So, I'm not sure that if yours will be there.
I have a question for you. Do you find it odd that you were born into the exact right religion, that your parents happened to be able to teach you about the only correct religion, and that Christians are born into the exact version of Christianity, depending on where they're born? They just happen to be born into the one version of it that actually knows the truth. You don't find that odd?
That's a very good question. Right now, there are two people you're talking. That's myself and Amir. I started to doubt things in early 2000s, 2001, 2002. I read evolution. I read atheism. I read Bible.
What do you mean you read evolution?
You know what I mean. Well, how do you read evolution? You go to the scientific papers. You go through the scientists. You talk to them. You examine the evidence. You look for the critique. You look for the counter. This is what you call you study.
So you examined evolution. You read up on it. You talked to scientists.
I did.
And knowing all of the things that you learned when you did all of that studying,
I became absolutely convinced that my religion is the true one. Same goes for Amir Haq. He also almost left the religion. He studied things. And this is the difference. Now, let me ask you one thing, sir. You are here to criticize me, and now that you know that Islam is my religion, and you still you have a very strong opinion against it because you think evolution is the ultimate truth. My question to you is, how much of Islam have you studied before you decided to criticize it?
Atheism has nothing to do with...
But you want to get rid of my
scientific claims or evolution. Atheism and evolution are not the same thing.
Look, I'll leave that up to you, because every other atheist comes with a different thing. On this very stream, I've had people who said that atheism is a scientific position. So again, that is your internal fight. I don't want to.
Science is something that everyone should believe in, whether they're religious or atheist or anything.
Science is not to be believed in. It's not in a body of knowledge. It's a process of discovery. You can't believe in process
again.
of discovery.
You just said you know what I mean. You also know what I mean when I say that.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I'm happy if we can make each other understand like this. Fine. Now, when you say that you want to finish all the religions, now, of course, I am not going to defend all the religions, but certainly I am going to speak for my religion. And you are an atheist and you are an anti-theist. My question to you is, how much of study have you conducted into my religion before you started to kill it?
Exactly. As you're an anti-theist here.
I haven't started to kill your religion. Your religion will do that on its own.
I just showed you the data. That doesn't really show that. I just only showed you that you are declining. I haven't showed you how much of my religion is inclining. It's on the same paper, by the way. It's the same research. Right. Now, second thing. So my question, if after that deflection, I'd like to reiterate my question again. Before you decided to kill off my religion, how much of study have you conducted into it?
What would I study about your religion? Why would I
know that? And
why would I study the belief in?
Because you want to finish it off.
Nonsense.
You're an anti-theist, right?
And without knowing my religion, you call it nonsense?
I mean, I know enough about your religion. I'm not an expert on it.
But despite that, you think that it's okay for you to say that I'm going to finish it?
I never said I was going to finish it. Those are your words, not mine.
These are your words. That you are
an anti-theist, as in I believe that religion is harmful and it should go away.
Okay, very good. Now, before you decided that among all religions, my religion is also harmful, how much of study have you conducted?
Is your religion harmful?
My religion is not harmful, but you think it is. Why do you think
Your
that?
religion is a religion of peace, right?
But you think it's not. My question is, how much of study have you conducted into it?
How?
A day?
What do you want me to
A
tell
month?
you? Everything I've ever read, everything I've
The
ever
exact
done.
exact number of years. For example, I told you that it took me 18 years to study religions, atheism, evolution, all the variations
Well,
of
if you
evolution
took
and everything
18
else.
years and you're
Right?
still in the position you're in, then you didn't do very much studying.
And
Must
how
have
do
been
exactly do you
some
know
good
that?
party years.
But how exactly do you know that? How well do you know me? You see the struggle we're having here. You keep on making these brash claims, and obviously somebody asks you to go here and then
Exactly.
to spoil the
Exactly.
party, and you're struggling with every
What do you
question
mean
I'm
spoil the
asking.
party? Your title
You just
says
told me.
you want
said somebody. You
atheisms to
did
come and
say.
talk to you.
Listen, buddy. You said somebody, a friend of yours, told
Yeah,
you about
he
it,
told
and
me
here you
about your
are.
show,
And,
yes.
and here you are, and you came here with those brash claims of this is garbage and that is wrong and this is that and your religion is going to finish and I'm anti-theist and people will grow out of it and I'm going to finish. Every question I'm putting to you, you are just struggling. You just keep on.
You wanted to know what my thoughts are, so I told you.
But again, okay, fair enough. Can we just finish on this? That what the summary of our discussion is that you came here with an idea that what you think is what the atheism is, and I accept that. And you will have a number of atheists in our region, in our part of the world, they will disagreeing with you. That's fair enough. That is your internal fight. I want no part in that. Second thing we agreed on is that you're anti-theist and you want to kill my religion, and you made a claim that the religions are dying off, and I gave you the data, which is causing your claim to fall flat on its face. And the third thing we can agree on is that you want to finish off my religion, despite the fact that you haven't done enough work into studying of it. Can we do that?
No. Your
Okay, well, in
data
that case-
that you provided me, I haven't had a chance to look at.
But I gave you the data, right?
That's fine. So
Okay, can we agree
maybe
on that?
at a
Now you have
later
the
time
data?
when I've had time, I'll be able to show you that it's nonsense, just like the
I'd be
rest
very
of it.
happy. I'd be very happy.
Everything
if you
else
do
that you've presented.
Okay, till then,
You
Qaisar
don't
bhai,
know that.
study ka time bhi ho
Yeah.
gaya. So I
But
think
till then, thank
5
you very much
hours, yes.
indeed. We will
So you have
talk
no
later.
evidence. You have no. You've said nothing. You don't want to talk to
I-
me
I
because you
know-
don't like what
I
I
know.
say.
Buddy, I know you have to appease your friend, but it's not going to work out because it's all live and it's going to stay on the Facebook. People will know exactly the way in which you came and you conducted yourself and the way in which now you have nothing to say and you just want to
Do
save
you
your
think
face
I
from
regret
embarrassment.
how I came here and talked to you?
you will not.
I don't need to
You
respect.
Yes.
You should actually, but again, I'll leave
You
that
should,
up to
you
you.
will not.
That's entirely up to you.
Oh,
Your
thank you
I
so
have to
much,
move
brother.
on.
Your show
Thank you.
asked for atheists
Dog,
to come and
dog,
talk
Buddy,
to you.
would you
buddy,
like to join us some
I
other
have to
day?
move on
Thank you
now.
so much.
Yeah.
I have to
Okay.
move on now, but again,
Move
it's all
on.
on the part
Thanks for
public
nothing.
record.
Thanks for not answering anything.
Yes. Thanks for
Thank you.
barking. Yes, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
you bet.
Amir, come on, just.
Just my last word. Just because he mentioned himself as a dog here. Yeah, sorry.
All right. Okay, fair
I'm
enough.
sorry.
उमर एंड खलील यार, अगर आप
मैं आप सभी हजरात से ये गुजारिश करूंगा कि इस वीडियो को अपने जितने भी ग्रुप्स हैं उसमें शेयर करें। इसी तरीके से अगर आप लाइक करेंगे तो उससे ये होगा कि जो YouTube एल्गोरिदम है तो आपके जो फॉलोवर्स हैं या जो आपसे लोग जुड़े हुए हैं उन तक ये वीडियो पहुंचेगी। ये जरूरी है कि इस्लाम का जो पैगाम है मुसलमान नहीं पहुंचाएंगे तो फिर कौन पहुंचाएगा? हमारा काम है यहाँ आकर गुफ्तगू करना, आपका काम है इस गुफ्तगू को आगे पहुंचाना।